Hey guys, welcome back to this, well I say welcome back, there's my first Ask Joseph video. I sent out my newsletter last week where you can actually send me a question, like a topic and a question I can answer for you, so I can give you some personalized advice. That means everyone can get the value from it. Now, I got one on my last newsletter, and yeah, please excuse me if I don't pronounce the name right. It's from Cece, and the topic is the fear that I'll go back to being unconfident. So the question, I've been listening to your podcast and I've done your confidence program. Although it has helped me a lot, I have this fear that I'm just playing or pretending to be confident. That it's not actually a part of me and I'll forget everything I've listened to and learned and go back to the old unconfident me. My question is, how do I make these things I've learned a true part of me? So I'm just going to put my computer back down there. So Cece, it's a great question, and it's something that is probably, for most people, you'll actually experience this. I know I personally did, because I used to suffer with being self-conscious and being blushing all the time, not being confident in who I was as a person. And when I made a change, although my changes were subtly over a period of time, probably a bit like how you said, you're learning this information and you are noticing some changes, and that's how I was. But I did actually ask myself the question, well, how long is this going to last for? Or am I just pretending? Is it just some strange placebo effect that I'm just buying into, and it's just one day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to go back to how I used to be? It's a very common thought that you're having right there. But I want you to feel rest assured that it's okay to have those thoughts, okay? In fact, it's natural to have those thoughts. And I'll tell you exactly why, Cece, because if you've had a period of time in your life where you've had this, say, lack of confidence, that was your normality, or your perceived normality. That was your perceived perception of how you saw life or how you saw yourself. It was just the way that you were. If you think that way for a period of time, you will naturally think that that's your reality, or you'll think that's at least normal for you. It'll become a way of being in the world. And if you've had that for weeks, months, or years, it's going to be quite well solidified in your mindsets and your thoughts and your beliefs about yourself and the world around you. So then, as we begin to kind of wake up to our potential and we begin to listen to our thoughts, or listen to reading books, listen to my videos and my podcasts and so on, especially the 11 lesson confidence program, I'll definitely advise you to do that. Anyone who's listening to this, as Cece did, and she did notice a great change there. But how can we really cement it? Well, the first thing is I'd probably listen to the confidence program again, just because every time you listen to it, you're going to get far better and it becomes more ingrained. And that's one of the key questions you see, or key answers to the question. If you've been this way for a period of time, and as you consider that, as you started making new changes, you got this bit of time. But prior to that, there's more foundations there. So still, it's like planting the seed. And the more time that goes by, that will be the new reality. So it's more often than not a timed-based thing. The more you begin to think this way in the terms of learning and being this way in the world, this will become the new reality. It's just got to replace the old, because that was cemented down for a long time. But as we go through life, we begin to think this way. Imagine this as a metaphor. Imagine an overgrown garden. And as you imagine this overgrown garden, imagine going down the one route of that garden for a period of time. So maybe for a few weeks, months, or years. Now, as you consider that, what's going to happen? Well, it's going to be well trodden down, isn't it? It's going to be really easy to walk down that overgrown pathway now, because it's just well trodden down. But now, as we start to go down a new pathway, it's a bit hard at first. It feels a bit unnatural, because the other pathway has been so much easier for a long period of time. It's just natural to us. But as we go down this new pathway, it's a bit harder at first. But as we keep doing it, it becomes well trodden down even more so. And that becomes the new pathway. Now, take that analogy and put that into the brain. Because the neural networks work in the exact same way. The more things that you think, it becomes more ingrained and more connected and easier to think that way. There's lots of books on this. I think the book Cyberkinetics, I think that's the book's name. Anyway, I'll put it in the links if I can find it. But it's lots of studies about this. And it's just really true. The more you think this new way of being, the more you begin to learn this new way of thinking, the more you begin to immerse yourself with this knowledge and information, that will be the new pathway in the brain. So rather going down that old trodden way, you're going down the new way. That becomes the new habit. So what I'm saying right now is, continue doing what you're doing, and that will be the new reality. Listen to the audio more so, and realize that this thought you're having is natural. It's okay to have it, because the more times you do this, it will become the new way of being as you listen to the new ways of, like the confidence program and so on. So just carry on doing what you're doing ultimately, Cece, and that will be the way that the changes will become permanent, and you'll begin to just know that it's you. It just takes time to ingrain it. Yeah, it can be accelerated by listening to more hypnosis and coaching and so on, but I really think the changes are there. It's just that kind of doubt that we don't want to go back into that old way. But I really believe that even if you didn't listen to any more of my stuff, I think it'd be perfect anyway. I really do. It's just, I would just continue listening to it until you really satisfy yourself consciously. And ask yourself this question. Right now, ask yourself this question of, okay, how long do I have to experience this new reality of mine before I believe that it's permanent? Ask yourself that question. And then you might say, well, I've got to maybe have this new experience for the next month or the next year. That will be your reality strategy ultimately. So put that in your mind. Okay, it's going to take me, say for example, the answer was a month. Okay, that is your answer. So therefore, go through that next month and then continue to believe in the results that you've got. Sometimes you've got to just buy into and realize your reality strategy of how long would it take for you to realize that everything is exactly how it's meant to be from now on, by asking yourself that question. And then you'll come up with your own answer, and then as you go through that time period, after that time period, you'll believe in it completely. We just got to ask ourselves the right questions. But as I said, this will be the new way of being. It's a natural thought to have. Keep persisting, all will be well, and everything is in fact perfect for you right now. But just carry on doing what you're doing. If you have any questions about, in general, some specific questions, what you have to do is sign up to my newsletter at josephclough.com. So josephclough.com, that's Clough is spelled C-L-O-U-G-H. So josephclough.com, sign up to my newsletter on the front page there, and then I'll be able to show you how you can actually send me a question, and I'll be answering your question in the very near future. So have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon. Many thanks and goodbye.